Hey guys, Luke with Holistic Survival School here. Hey, it's high noon out in the west desert of Utah. It's very, very hot, but I'm luckily surrounded by these juniper trees. They're giving me lots of shade right now, keeping me cool. What I'm going to show you right now though is how to make a bird's nest or a tinder bundle to start our fires with. We're going to be using a lot of this Utah Juniper Bark. So we can take long strips of this is what we're looking for the general structure. While we're harvesting it, we want to be sure not to take too much from one tree, because this bark is kind of like the skin of the tree. It protects it from bugs and insects. But I'd like to wander around, take a little bit from each juniper tree. So now I got my bark. You can tell it's dry. It's flaky stuff. It's going to be great for a nest material. Anything that's wet, it's not going to help you make fire. We're looking for stuff that can be kind of turned into kind of fluff, kind of think like cotton balls, cotton ball material. So if you've ever seen cattails, old cattail material is really great for nests. Dried grasses are really great for nests. So, you know, around your house, around your backyard, you're probably gonna have stuff available if you're not in Utah. You know, here in Utah, we get a little spoiled with this juniper bark. It's really dry, it's great. You know, I can make a good nest shape, a good bird nest shape with it. So yeah, let's use this and see if we can get a good bird nest. So basically with this juniper that I'm using here, you know, what I'm initially going to do is I'm going to create that structure. I'm going to try to create something to hold like a bowl using this bark. So what I'll look for is a long strip, and you can do this with grass too. You know, you can take a bunch of grass, pretty good piece here. What I'm going to start with, I'm just going to wrap it around my hand a few times, like so, and then I'll leave a little bit extra, take my hand out. And now I kind of got this nice little shape, right? So what we're going to do is I'm just going to fold in these extra pieces. I'm going to fold this in. And I'm going to kind of put a little bottom into this bowl. Luckily the juniper holds its structure a little bit, so I'm starting to get a little bit of a bowl shape, but we can do better than that. So I'm going to tuck this in and through. Just something to hold some of that fluff that we're going to be putting in it. It's just kind of rough, just the rough general structure. Got a nice little cup here. I can put all the rest of the tinder materials in here. Something like that, kind of looks like a jockstrap. And what I'm gonna do is, I'm actually gonna take off my trusty dandy hat, my mountain man hat here, my prospector hat. And I'm gonna take the bark in my hands, fold it up a few times, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bicycle it. Just pretend like my feet are on a bicycle. And you can see all that stuff starts falling out, and that's great. The smaller the chunks, the better. Okay, so what we're doing here is we're creating some fines. We're also creating super fines. So we're messing it up. You see how fluffy that's getting fluffier and fluffier? And that's great. So I'm just gonna kind of roughen it up. Oh, it's getting real crazy now. And my hat's getting dirty, but that's okay, that's what it's for. And this is kind of the medium stage. It kind of looks like dust. So I can take this medium stuff, I'm gonna pack my nest full of it. Push it in there. You can see it's just kind of, it's a little bit thicker. It looks safe, you know. Before I wouldn't put my baby birds in there if I was a mama bird. But now it looks like I got some cushion in there. It looks like a little bit of a mattress, sort of. So we got the fines in there. Now here comes the most important part. So inside the hat now, we got all these little chunks, all these little bits. These are the super fines. It's that dust that kind of falls apart. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna try and pat it all the way down. And that's the stuff that will catch very, very easily. I'm gonna bunch it all up, and kind of like a sponge. I'm going to push down. I'm just gonna flip it over. And that's kind of the icing on the cake. I just put that right in there. The finer the material, the faster it'll catch. Voila! Our nest is ready for a coal. Our nest is ready for a lighter. Our nest is ready for a spark. So quick recap. How do we make a bird's nest? Although yes, it looks very much like a bird could use this, we're using this to start fire. So what do we need in a bird's nest? Well, step one, we need the general structure. And we need to use our bark to form kind of a bowl-like shape so that it could hold the rest of our material. Second step, on the inside, we need this fluffier stuff. We take the bark, we ground it up, we made it fluffy and light, add some thickness to it, almost like a cushion. And then finally, step three, we want to get the fine super fines, and we put them on the very inside. That's that dust-like material that's going to catch that coal or that spark really quickly, and our whole nest is going to go up in flames.